Good morning, students of class 10th. In the previous video we were discussing about the federalism in India, but the federal structure of India is so well defined that it cannot be completed in one video. So we will be studying about that topic only today in the further details, right? We have covered a major part in yesterday's video. So if you want, you can go there and watch the video so that you will be able to understand the topics in details, right? So let us now discuss about the Constitution of India in further detail. In the previous video we have discussed that there are basically three lists in the Indian Constitution. One is the union list, the other is the state list, and the third one is your concurrent list. The union list states out the matter in which the union government, or you can say the central government, plays an important role. The state list makes out the matter in which the state government have the important role, and the concurrent list lays down the matter in which the union list, the union government, the central government and the state government collectively forms the jurisdiction, right, like it is for educational purposes. Now there was an important point that was of the residuary point, that if any matter which was not written in the union list, the concurrent list or the state list came into place, then it will automatically come into the control of the union government, right? So that was a federal structure, and we have also discussed that in the union government, the federal structure in India, the union government have more power as compared to your state governments, right? So there is a structure of holding together in India, right? So we will discuss about this in detail also. The Indian system of federalism is having a unitary bias, means the union government, the central government of the country have more power. This implies that the center has comparatively more power than the states, especially for the important subjects such as defense, foreign affairs and money and banking, the financial system of the country, right? So the important subjects are defense, foreign affairs and the money system, the financial system. It also overrules state by declaring emergencies, and the union government can also overrule the states by declaring emergencies. अगर उन्होंने emergency लगा दी तो जो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स हैं, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की पावर भी चली जाती है. मीन्स यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड दैट द मेजर पावर in the Indian Constitution, it is given to the central government, right? The center allocates certain fund to states, and thus the states are dependent on the center. Even the central government, they do the allocation of funds. Whenever there is the government budget which is read out by the finance minister in the Lok Sabha during the budget day, in that there are different allocation of funds done to different states, right? So there is allocation of funds by the central government to the state government, right? It can also be noted that center has the residual power, which I was discussing in the starting of the video, that the central government have the residuary power, means if any head is not written, right? Like you can refer to the current scenario that nowadays there is a new type of currency being evolved which is known as the cryptocurrency, and the cryptocurrency is not written in the central list or the union list, in the state list or in the concurrent list, because at the time when the constitution was made there was nothing like the cryptocurrency. So the constitution makers were not able to think of such a thing. So they did not write about cryptocurrency in the central, in the union list, in the state list or in the concurrent list. But now a new item has occurred, the cryptocurrency, and which government will be having control over it? So they have made a head which is known as the residuary item. The residuary item, any item which is not listed in the state list, union list or the concurrent list, will automatically come under the jurisdiction of the central government. Okay. So here is the power of the residuary powers, right? So the center has the residual power, which means that the center can make policies wherever there is lack of clarity, while the states cannot do so. So you can understand that we have a system of holding together, and the system of holding together is clearly seen in our constitution, that the central government have more power and the state government have less power as compared to central government. Okay. Distribution of powers may not be uniform for all states. They differ from one state to another depending on the understanding at the time they came together in the formation of the Union of India, right? Different states have different powers. Even some states have they had a special status, like Jammu and Kashmir. Earlier Jammu and Kashmir was having a special status because the states having special status depend on the time when they were becoming the part of the Indian Republic, right? See, there is given an example. For example, the Maharaja of Jammu and Kashmir was not keen to merge his state with India or Pakistan at a time of independence, but when Pakistan sent in invaders to capture the state, he was forced to sign an agreement called the Instrument of Accession to join the Union of India, right? The Maharaja Ranjit Singh, at that time he was the king of Jammu and Kashmir at a time of independence, and when both of the countries became an independent state, India and Pakistan, there was a treaty which was known as the Agreement of Accession, means that to which country the princely states will go, right? Whether they will go with India, they will go with Pakistan, or they will make their own separate nation, right? So at that time the king of Jammu and Kashmir, Maharaja Ranjit Singh, was not in favor of going to Pakistan or not in favor of going to India, right? He was in favor of having a independent state, but before that the Pakistan army invaded. They tried to capture the area of Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, so the king tried to take help from the Indian government, and the Indian government agreed to do so only when he signed the Treaty of Accession, right, with the Indian government. So that was how Jammu and Kashmir became a part of India. Okay, so under this agreement the state was allowed to retain a certain powers, but state was given certain powers. Earlier you would have heard that there was an article known by the name of Article 370, right? Article 370, more precisely it was 371. It was Article 370 clause 1, right? Because now on the previous year, 5th of August 2020, it was removed from the list of the India, right? But later on it was the article of the Indian Constitution which provided special status to Jammu and Kashmir state, right? So these powers includes maintaining their own constitution. Jammu and Kashmir earlier was having its own constitution, their own criminal procedure code, their rights to